welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are, and thank you so much for being here. If you are new to the channel, hey, welcome. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. It is a free way to show support, and it is greatly appreciated. Well, we are back with Icarus again, and part whatever it is, and we got the steel on the go. So things are improving, looking good. The inside is looking good. We got a lot that I want to get done and plan for today. What we want to aim at is, for this session, is to upgrade all the wooden beams in the water and on the top, and supporting the shack to be masonry. Not concrete, but masonry. We will eventually get to concrete at some point, but it does take a fair while to get there and cost plenty. So for now, it's just getting all the bits and pieces together to make the masonry bench. That'll enable us to do a whole lot awesome stuff. Right, so this is the important part now. We're creating the better replacement tools for what we currently have, particularly the pickaxe. The new pickaxe will allow us to get the platinum, aluminium ores and the titanium ores, which is important for us to progress. And not only that, we're also going to be replacing, obviously we've got a standard regular pickaxe. It just, picks out the regular ores. But what we are going to be doing is also replacing the the orbital, or whatever they call it, the spaceship, whatever. You're going to replace all of that equipment with our own made equipment. So the Schengen axe and the pickaxe and everything, and the hammer and all that sort of stuff is going to be replaced because it does get worn down. There's no way of replacing it either. So what we have to do is put that back into the stuff that we're not going to be using from the orbital station, put it back into the spaceship for when we leave. So there's no losing it in a storm or getting killed without it, etc., and all that sort of stuff. So it's on the spaceship. When we head back to the orbital station, we'll be able to repair those and so on. Into the darkness of the cave once again, this time with the new pickaxe, so we're able to get those special ores. Gotta deal with some cave worms first, pick up the scales and the poison sacks, then able to create the bow, the cave worm bow, along with the arrows, the poison arrows. This is the cave right on the other side to where I was previously. Did a little bit of a walk around. Obviously I've edited it out, and so you guys don't see me walking around in the bush for like forever. Small cave, 2 worms, which is ideal. Started out using the old pickaxe just to save a bit of wear and tear on the new one, but in the end I just gave up and said, well, you know what, I can always repair it. It's not as if we're don't have the ores or whatever. So, but still, a small cave it may be. Still quite a few ores in here, and it certainly helps us to progress. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid any contact with bears or anything, but it's a bit late on this one. This guy sees me, comes charging. A little bit of panic moment. This is me. I get him a couple of times. He gets me. And eventually I get him. Yeah, I forgot there was a little bit of a ridge behind me, so I got stuck on that. But my inventory was full anyway, so I couldn't really do much. So I just left him for the animals to take care of. So now we're back. Now we get this lovely titanium and aluminium and platinum smelting. We also got the drying rack working at full force too, along with the salting station. All those lovely fatty T-bones are getting done. They're getting salted. As I go out and about, I pick up silica ore and sulfur and the salt. And yeah, that lasts such a long time, and it's such a great way. And obviously we've got the standard regular cooking station, fire station, whatever, going at the same time. Right, it's time to get that masonry bench and start upgrading. Some nice internal solid cupboards now, nice capacity as well, good wear and tear. Slap two of those together in the corner, maximize as much space as possible. and start transferring everything over from the old chest into the new chest and get everything slightly getting things organized. And I know my good buddy from Canada, Q, or Quintius, the Magic Q. Now you seem cracking lady, you don't. How's it going, Q? He would be happy with this organization. I think we'd like, we'd want to get some labels up and all that sort of stuff. But this is just solo play. It's just chill times and relax and have some fun. Getting these sorted. We can hear the weather has just come in. That's one of the reasons why we upgraded from the shitty wood to the stone. You'll see eventually I'll start doing the stone walls. I didn't document this, but I had a bit of a battle. You can see I'm going around just checking to make sure everything is good. And now we're going to start upgrading the pillars to masonry or to stone. Get a lot more support. You don't have to worry about things breaking down that much. In the end, this took a hell of a long time, probably about 2 to 3 hours, because I kept running out of resources to make the pillars. But we got there eventually, and had to do a little bit of diving to get deep down. And now, at this point, the winds are high. We've got a yellow notification up on the top right of the screen. You see the weather is much stronger. Had to repair a lot of the roof tops. That's why I'm putting in those beams first. And then it'll survive. It's an outpost. It's not a regular mission where things are a lot harder than this. But for now, everything is looking good. And like I say, I mean, I could, start with a brand new character and everything like that, and then start from scratch and everything. I'm just here just to have a good time and have some fun with you all. Also, at this point, I start looking at thinking about my pot plants, crop plants, where I want them to be, because I'm on the water. It makes things a little bit more difficult. But I was thinking, well, why didn't we just do a little, like a balcony area, put a couple of foundations down and start planting them outside, which is exactly what we're doing right here, getting everything prepped and ready, being clever about it, not just going ahead and building without thinking about it. Okay, so now it's on the right side. You're going to do exactly the same. However, this side is not going to be for crop plants. That's going to be a walk area. You'll see I eventually build around the side of the house, facing where that little island is at the back of me, back of the house, or the shack rather, with the staircase going up. So it's going to be elevated. And the reason why I've done it elevated, and I'm undecided whether I'm going to do a complete wrap around the house, is the reason why I want to do that is to put solar panels up. Now, a little later on, you'll see I'll point out the water wheel. Unfortunately, the water wheel is not going to work here. This is like a lake. It's not a stream. We need to have moving water for the water wheel to provide electricity. We don't have that option here, which makes things a little bit more difficult because we're not going to be able to have a fridge. A fridge requires water, electricity all the time. Now, one of the biggest bugbears with this game is they don't have any battery storage. That is in the pipeline. It's on the roadmap at some point, and I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to that when that comes, because that's going to change the game for me a hell of a lot. So right now, just taking the stones under the water to upgrade the pillars to the stone pillars and make life a hell of a lot easier and more stable as well. Eventually, like I say, we will do the concrete. That's a lot more stable. So I think it's at 4,000 hits It's not totally necessary, but it is what it is. If this were in a mission or a open world, that would make a lot more sense. And in fact, you guys could tell me if you want me to do a solo in an open world. I can certainly look into doing that. As you can see now, we have done the walls and we're doing the roof pieces now. To make it completely secure, it's gone from 1,200 secure hit points to 2.5. So, or yeah, 2.5. So it's a big difference. The concrete ones are 4,000. So again, if this were an open world, we would utilize that and rush to get that done because of the damage that the weather does. Yeah, in the open world, in the outpost, it really isn't that bad. Alright, time for the walkway to get upgraded. Get all nice and look good. So this is the side of the house that we're going to be elevated up. So just one length up. Receives a fair bit of sun. Again, it's we're not going to have a fridge in this one, unfortunately, unless I do a search for a stream, which I don't think there is. There might be. If there is, the biggest problem is you've got to maintain that water wheel. You've got to clear it out of sponges, which is I absolutely detest in this game. Once the water wheels get full, it doesn't provide electricity, so it becomes a real pain in the bum, to put it mildly. So in this instance, we probably will not do a water wheel, but we will eventually get to solar panels to provide some form of power for the advanced or the electronic masonry and carpentry bench and alteration bench and everything that basically requires electricity. And as you can see, this masonry bench right here requires a 250 water. We've got to build a water pump to do that, but the water pump requires electricity. So everything's a knock-on effect, but it is an absolute pain. So there we go. That little section is perfect just for like 2 or 3 solar panels. Maybe if we're rich enough in resources, we can do maybe 4 or 5. Either way, it's going to look quite good. Right, it's green fingers time. Oh yeah. Here we go. So we're creating 4 iron crop plots, or whatever they're, plantation plots, or I don't know, whatever. And so we're not going to set them to the outside. We're going to bring them into the middle. Eventually we put 6 down. And again, in this situation, it's not totally necessary. Because of the talent points that I've used, got everything to its absolute max. You can all see the alterations on the left hand side of the little pop-up screen on the right hand side. Nothing will spoil, all of that sort of stuff. Don't need to have it watered or anything like that, and so on. Again, if this were an open world, it would be vastly different. Alright, it's back into the caves. Start picking up some nice goodies. Right now we're on the way back from the caves. We're going to start picking up some of the vegetables and fruit and so on to plant. I got a little bear to deal with over here. Face plant. So picking up some coffee beans, basically anything, and so on that we'll plant, and it's more just like I was saying, just to showcase what can be done. And if you want to take like a chill game, this is the way to do it. Do an outpost. Yeah, you can even set it to easy where these bears don't exist and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, so it's all about just a constant survival kind of vibe and just relaxing, enjoying. Nothing too strenuous, just to see how far you can go and stuff like that. And also we'll eventually do a glass maker or glass blower or glass furnace. And then we'll start putting up some glass walls and things like that, and so it'll lighten up the place. Right now it's time to head back to the spaceship and start dropping off a couple of other things into the spaceship for the orbital. You see how the bear gets so slow? Such a clever idea to build over water, because whatever comes to attack you, they're slower in water, gives you more time for attack. Right, we're on the complete opposite side of the map now. Now we're into a new cave. Gonna get... there we are. That's where we are, right over there. So complete opposite side of where we were. Okay, now we've gotten some aluminium, titanium, and all that sort of stuff. Just to top up the coffers, as it were. And as you can see, we picked up a whole bunch of stuff to add. I think it's just some pumpkin. Yeah, pumpkin and some watermelon. There we go. There's the watermelon. So we slap that into the slot. There we go. And carrots are good. Again, I'm not even eating these. The unfortunate downside is we can build a kitchen. We need to expand the house to be able to do that. So we will eventually... do that. We may even expand it right over there where that porch area is. Build a kitchen onto that. Because that requires water, which is not a problem. We can make a water pump, provide water into the kitchen, and then it just requires electricity. And the electricity will come from the solar, which means that we'll only be able to cook up until I think it's 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. or something like that in game time. So, and that can make like really good meals and so on. The downside, as I say, is that we don't have a stream. I haven't found one yet. There might be on the other side of the island or the area, the outpost. I'm not quite sure yet. So we'll have to go and do a little bit of a walk around and just see what we can find. So this is the new cave, right on the opposite end of the map. I'm just sneaking around waiting for the cave worms to pop up, which they're just about to. Right, so cave worm bow has been made. Now I'm making the arrows to go with it. It's not a massive damage or hit damage or whatever, but it's just an additional bow just in case. I prefer like the aluminium arrows and so on. Again, here the weather's a little bit harsher. Don't have to worry about it now. With these masonry or stone walls up, we're all good. And this is the important part now. We're actually in the process of looking at creating the, I think it's the machining bench or the fabricator. I don't know, one of the two. I think it's the machining bench. But whatever, either one of the two. Now we getting all the little bits and pieces together to make that happen. And the biggest part right now is the carbon fiber is expensive, as well as making the electronics. The electronics are crazy expensive. As you can see, I'm about to go through it right now. That's a fabricator, so I'm making the fabricator. So it requires 30 electronics, and look at that. It's frightening. When you start looking at the little bits that make up a machining bench or fabricator or whatever, you just, oh no, back to the caves I go. Right, so now we just got to place it down, and then again, once you build a new crafting bench or machining or whatever, it just opens up the possibilities so much more. As you'll see now, the main thing that I always look at is your compound bow and the hunting rifle. But as you can see, those are pretty expensive to make, especially the composites. And obviously your titanium axe and pickaxe and so on. And there it is. There's the water wheel. That is the one thing that we'll probably not be able to make. Once again, I need to go and have a look-see. But there's also the water pump, the generator that we can also use for electricity that takes biofuel. So there's options to not having to just use a water wheel. That just means a higher upkeep and so on. But I appreciate you all being here. It's been absolutely fantastic, the support being received. And it's just time for a little bit of tidy up. And then it's Cheerio time. Right, there we go. Looks like everything's neat and tidy. A little bit to sort out here and there, not too much. I'm not anal like this, but you know, it's just nice to keep it tidy for when I do the recordings, so you guys can see what I get up to. Anyway, until next time, peace out, everybody. Have a good rest of the day, weekend, week, whatever. Cheers.